So has he been good for veganism over the past couple of years, or does he reinforce the angry vegan stereotype that some argue works against the vegan movement? Vegan Gains is definitely a product of the Gary Yourofsky school of animal activism. Story time here, guys. Picture it, Germany, 1933, and we happen upon two pivotal characters who have more to do with vegan gains than you might imagine. Hey guys, and welcome back to another super fresh video with yours truly, the voice of reason, right here on YouTube, your vegan network. So let's just get right into this one, shall we? Vegan Gains is one of my favorite YouTubers who I'm sure you will agree intentionally creates a lot of controversy. His channel was big almost from the get-go due to his uninhibited approach to animal advocacy. Vegan Gains is definitely a product of the Gary Yourofsky school of animal activism. If you don't know, Gary Yourofsky is a recently retired vegan lecturer who got really famous for his presentation titled "The Best Speech You Will Ever Hear." Gary was actively recruited by Ingrid Newkirk, PETA founder and president, and made PETA's national lecturer, a decision she would later regret. This was a disaster. Yourofsky's anger problems led him to tell a reporter he would unequivocally support the death of medical researchers in the Animal Liberation Front's arson fires. Yourofsky was charged with assault and is banned from entering both Canada and Britain as a result of his aggressive style of activism. Vegan Gains has made outrageous claims throughout his YouTube career that some believe is based more in irony and entertainment. But like Yourofsky, Vegan Gains has an explosive disposition that is off-putting and caustic to many. So has he been good for veganism over the past couple of years, or does he reinforce the angry vegan stereotype that some argue works against the vegan movement? I'd like to take this question on with an important historical figure in mind, and that would be Donald Watson, founder and father of modern-day veganism. You can't really understand people like Vegan Gains without knowing a little of the backstory of Donald Watson. Watson, founder of the Vegan Society in the 1940s, is famous for coming up with the word vegan. Story time here, guys. Picture it, Germany, 1933, and we happen upon two pivotal characters who have more to do with vegan gains than you might imagine: Walter and Jenny Fleiss. Now, Walter and Jenny Fleiss ran a small but thriving vegetarian restaurant in Cologne, Germany, but were forced to flee to London after Walter realized he was number 17 on the Gestapo list. Jump ahead to 1934, and situated in the corner of Panton and Whitcomb Streets is one of the best known vegetarian restaurants in all of London at that time. And yes, it was Walter and Jenny Fleiss who ran and owned it. The name of the restaurant? The Vega, V-E-G-A. Now, all vegetarian Londoners of that period would have abundantly been aware of the Vega, which was one of the foremost vegetarian restaurants of its time, and which was frequented by many well-known vegetarians such as Sir Strafford Cripps, a British Labour politician. So it's likely the word vegan originates from the restaurant Vega, thanks to Walter and Jenny Fleiss. But it's Donald Watson, founder of the Vegan Society of England, who formed the final word, probably with the help of his co-founders. Now, my goal today is to address the question, is Vegan Gains good for veganism, from the perspective of Donald Watson, founder of the Vegan Society in 1944. How would Watson, who died in 2005 at the age of 95, I might add, see people like Vegan Gains and Gary Yourofsky? Would he be pleased with their behavior, or would he be offended and worried their tactics set Watson's dream back? From an animal ethics point of view, I think Watson would be right there with Vegan Gains. Ethics was important to Watson, and he saw veganism as more than just a diet. I also think Watson would relate to the hard work Vegan Gains puts into his channel, as Watson himself was a tireless promoter of the vegan movement. Also interesting to note, like Vegan Gains, Watson enjoyed photography and cycling, and like Vegan Gains, Watson was agnostic. So the two have a lot in common and may have perhaps got on quite well. But I think Watson would have objected to Vegan Gains' supercilious approach in promoting veganism. Watson was very much against guerrilla tactics and insisted that dialogue and discussion remain civil and respectful at all times. He was an English gentleman in the truest sense of the word. Watson was a conscientious objector during the war and employed a compassionate approach to promoting veganism. He made it perfectly clear to his volunteers that a firm but friendly approach was to be maintained by all agents of the vegan society. I am absolutely convinced Watson would have objected to the Gary Yourofsky school of activism reflected in Vegan Gains' YouTube channel today. I have never questioned the intentions of Vegan Gains, but see his tactics as entertainment and incongruent with effective animal advocacy. If you've watched his videos over the past couple of years, you might agree that he seems just as interested in triggering his viewers as he is in promoting veganism. Watson was never known to be an aggressive leader, which may explain why his tenure as president of the Vegan Society was in fact so short. However, he was made lifetime member of the society. But I have a funny feeling Watson would have been very mixed about all the vegan YouTube channels we see today. He died a few years before YouTube took off, but he would have undoubtedly seen the usefulness of YouTube in helping people go vegan. In fact, that was his whole purpose when he started his newsletter. People needed to know how to become vegan. They really had no experience to draw upon. Don't forget that this is a period of time when vegans didn't even know about B12 supplementation, and people did get very sick as a result. It was also during a time when mock meats and milk weren't available either. These early vegans were true pioneers, and I think we owe them a debt of gratitude. And I think Watson would have strongly objected to all the drama and finger waving that goes on here on YouTube. Before I close, I just want to say I'm a longtime fan of Vegan Gains, and although I don't always agree with his approach to spreading the good word, I'm impressed with his commitment and hard work, and of course, love the entertainment he provides in his videos. Alright guys, there's the video for today, so let me know what you think down below. If you thought the video was the least bit interesting, please consider leaving a like. I do so appreciate it. And if you haven't already, go on over to Instagram and Twitter and start following me today. Especially Instagram, I post on a pretty regular basis. And I look forward to seeing you right back here in a few days' time for another super fresh video.